why every woman over 60 needs an updated estate plan now. Hello, my forward-thinking We Can Do It women. I'm Debra Morrison, and today we're tackling a topic many women avoid, but absolutely cannot afford to ignore, and that is estate planning. Yeah, recent studies show that 67% of Americans don't have a will. And among those who do, most haven't updated it in over 10 years. I should say everyone has a will. 67% of Americans haven't signed their own will, so the state has one for them. With the laws changing dramatically in 2025, outdated estate plans can cost your heirs tens of thousands of dollars and months of legal battles. So after covering fraud protection last week, today we're focusing on how to protect your legacy from the legal system's complexities, family conflicts, and unnecessary taxation. This isn't about death. It's about control, dignity, and making sure everything you've built goes exactly where you want it to go. So why estate planning matters more in 2025 than ever before is that the estate planning landscape has transformed dramatically. Digital assets, cryptocurrency, social media accounts, online businesses, they create complications our parents never faced. And add in blended families, unmarried partners, estranged children, and complex financial portfolios, the potential for disaster has absolutely multiplied. Here's the stark reality. Without proper planning, your state's laws decide who gets what, not you. And those laws were written for traditional families that may look nothing like yours. So the true cost of, I'll get to that later. A recent probate court study found that families without proper estate planning spend an average of $12 to $15 or $25,000 in legal fees. 18 to 24 months settling the estate. Remind yourself you're grieving all during this time. The emotional toll that damages family relationships permanently cannot be understated, and an additional $15,000 to $30,000 in preventable taxes. That's $30,000 to $50,000 plus that could have gone to your heirs, plus years of family stress. So here's the 5 essential documents every woman needs. 1, a will. A current will is the foundation, but most women's wills are dangerously outdated. The common problems include named executors who are now no longer alive, they're deceased, or they're incapacitated, beneficiaries you no longer want to inherit some of your assets, assets you no longer even own or hereby listed on the will, missing digital assets and accounts, and unclear instructions leading to family disputes. 2025 will essentials include digital asset inventory and access instructions. Yep, passwords. Specific bequests to avoid confusion. Contingent beneficiaries if primary ones predecease you. Clear executor powers and compensation for them. Pet care provisions with funding and letters of wishes explaining these decisions. Document 2, revocable living trust wills go through probate. This is public, expensive, it's time-consuming, and it often involves the courts. Trusts avoid probate entirely. Now, when do you need a trust? Well, if you have assets over $150,000, probably a good idea. This varies by state, of course. If you have real estate in multiple states, yep, that's a big one. Now you're going to have multiple states in which your estate and assets are going to be probated. Ancillary probate, it's called. Desire for privacy. Probate records are public. So if you're leaving money to someone that might raise some eyebrows, this wouldn't be a good idea to have that eligible for public viewing. Concerns about heirs' ability to manage money. Yeah, that's a big one. Blended family complications, minor children or grandchildren. So the trust advantages include they avoid the probate delays and costs. They maintain your privacy. They provide incapacity protection, and they allow more control over the distributions. And you could include the professional management there. Document 3, financial power of attorney. You see, this lets someone manage your finances if you become incapacitated. Without it, families got to go to court. They have to get guardianship. It's expensive. It's humiliating. It's not a good scene. 2025 power of attorney requirements are broad enough to handle modern finances, online banking, cryptocurrency, digital businesses. Like, do you know who You know where the crypto wallet is? Really important. Durable. It survives your incapacity. Now, you can have a power of attorney that's not durable, but you ought to have a durable one, in my humble, because as you slip into incapacity, you don't want your family having to go to court and say, no, no, she's really insane. She's really lost her mind. That's horrible. So often the person is sitting there. Includes gifting powers for Medicaid planning. Name successor agents if the primary cannot serve. Really important. Specifies when it becomes effective. Document 4, healthcare power of attorney and the living will. See, the healthcare power of attorney designates who makes the medical decisions if you can't. And a living will specifies your end of life wishes. So critical 2025 healthcare directives, HIPAA authorization for access to medical records, that's required. Specific instructions about life support, really important. Organ donation preferences, pain management wishes, dementia care instructions, and who can visit you in medical facilities. That's almost always, well, always legally, your power of attorney, medical power of attorney can, but who else? Document 5, digital estate plan. This is entirely new territory. And most estate plans, at least those that are written 5-10 years ago, they don't even have it. They ignore it completely. Your digital assets include online bank and investment accounts, social media profiles, email accounts, digital photos and videos stored on the cloud, cryptocurrency wallets, online businesses and income streams, subscription services, loyalty points and rewards. The digital estate essentials include password managing, right? In order for your heirs and your power of attorney to emergency access your information. List of all online accounts, instructions for each account, which ones to close, which one to memorialize, which ones to transfer, and the legal authorizations for the executor to access the accounts in the first place. You want to have a backup of important digital files, maybe a couple of them. You can even do it on a thumb drive, for goodness sake. The specific concerns for women over 60 include protecting us against financial abuse. Sad and true. Women over 60 are particularly vulnerable to financial exploitation by family members, caregivers, or new romantic partners. The protection strategies that I want you to pay attention to are: consider naming a professional fiduciary as a co-trustee. Require 2 signatures for large transactions. Build in accountability and reporting requirements. Include no contest clauses to discourage challenges of the will. Somebody challenges your will, bam, they're out. No matter what they were listed to receive, bam, they're out. That squelches some challenges for sure, which is why the point of using it. Address potential undue influence concerning proactive blended family planning. Second marriages create unique estate planning challenges. You want to provide for your spouse while protecting your children's inheritance. Some of the solutions include a QTIP, a qualified terminal interest property trust, a life insurance policy to equalize the inheritances, clear prenup or postnuptial agreements, family meetings to discuss expectations, professional mediator involvement. Now, long-term care considerations, with costs averaging $100,000 plus annually, this really is an item that needs to be discussed. Nursing home care, protecting assets, this all requires strategic planning. So a few options to explore are Medicaid planning strategies. They have to be done 5 years in advance. Long-term care insurance evaluation, irrevocable trusts for asset protection, veterans benefits for eligible individuals, and state-specific asset protection programs. So the beneficiary designation trap also exists. See, many women don't even realize that beneficiary designations on retirement accounts and life insurance and bank accounts override your will. Yeah. This creates massive problems. The common mistakes are the ex-spouse is still listed as the beneficiary, and you can't undo that after death. Deceased person is named as a beneficiary, and there's no contingent beneficiary. Yikes. Minor children are listed directly, requiring court guardianship. Really expensive. No contingent beneficiaries are named. An estate is named as the beneficiary. Wow, that costs a ton of money. It forces probate, a complete waste. 2025 beneficiary review checklists include review all current accounts with beneficiary designations. Update each beneficiary designation after major life changes, divorce, death, births. Name contingent beneficiaries and consider a trust as a beneficiary for minors. You want to coordinate all of it with your overall estate plan. So tax planning in 2025, estate tax laws continue to change. The federal estate tax exemption is historically high now, 13.61 million per person in 2024, but scheduled to drop by 50% in 2026 unless Congress acts. Tax considerations are state estate tax. You see, some states have much lower exemptions, and so you might not be needing to pay federal estate tax, but you would pay state estate tax. The step up in basis benefits of holding assets until death, gifting strategies to reduce your taxable estate, Roth conversion planning, charitable giving for tax benefits. Now, when can you update your estate plan? When should you? And that is immediate update triggers include marriage or divorce for sure, birth or adoption of children and grandchildren, death of the beneficiary or the executor for sure, significant change in assets, move to a different state, that's a big one, change in tax laws, estrangement from family members, health diagnoses. See, every 3 to 5 years minimum, you want to regularly review your estate plan, and annually if you have a complex situation. Now, do-it-yourself versus attorney. What is the right choice for you? Well, when a do-it-yourself estate planning might work is simple situations. A person's single, there's no children, modest assets. All assets are going to one person or one charity. No tax concerns, no family complications, easy peasy. When you absolutely need an attorney, assets over $500,000, blended families, minor children, business ownership, real estate in multiple states, tax planning that needs to happen, family conflicts that need to be mollified, and special needs beneficiaries. The cost difference, do it yourself, $100 to $300, you get it off the internet. Attorney prepared comprehensive plan, $1,500 to $5,000 plus, depending on the complexity. But the cost to the family of dying without a plan, $25,000 to $100,000 plus. You get my drift. The family conversation you need to have is one of the most important aspects of the estate planning. It's not legal, and yet it's communication, and it can assuage a lot of grief after the fact. So what do you discuss with your family? You discuss your wishes and your reasoning. And if you want to tape record yourself saying this instead of having a person-to-person meeting, go ahead and do that. You want to discuss who you've chosen as the executor and why. You want to discuss and reveal the location of important documents, healthcare preferences, expectations about inheritances, and your values and hopes for your legacy. I invite you to write these down so that people have them in their hands and they can read them after you're gone. So ladies, estate planning isn't morbid. It's one of the most loving things you can do for your family. It's your final act of leadership, providing clarity and direction when emotions are running real high. Every dollar you spend on proper estate planning saves your heirs $5 to $10 at least in legal fees, taxes, and family conflict. Every hour you spend organizing your wishes saves them hundreds of hours of confusion, stress, and second guessing. You spent decades building the wealth and wisdom that you have. Don't let the legal system and family chaos dissipate what you've worked so hard to create. Take control of your legacy. And here's what I've learned in 45 years as a certified financial planner. Estate planning is just one piece of comprehensive financial security. While most women focus on the obvious elements, wills, investments, retirement accounts, there are critical questions that often get overlooked. Questions about whether your spending aligns with your values, whether your insurance truly protects what matters most, whether you're prepared for the unexpected transitions we face after 60. That's exactly why I created something special for you, Debra's Baker's Dozen of not so obvious financial planning essentials. It's a free downloadable checklist featuring 13 critical questions that go beyond the traditional estate planning to address the often overlooked aspects of your financial health. These aren't the typical financial planning questions. These dig deeper into the alignment between your money and your life, the kinds of questions that reveal gaps, even in seemingly complete financial plans. So when you download this free guide, you're going to discover how to align your spending with your values so your money reflects what truly matters to you. Set and fund realistic goals that match your current life stage and aspirations. Optimize your insurance coverage, ensuring you're protected without overpaying. Prepare for retirement and unexpected challenges with confidence and comprehensive planning. And think of estate planning as protecting what you leave behind, and the baker's dozen as protecting how you live right now. Together, they create complete financial security. And in my decades of financial planning and asset management, I've seen too many brilliant women who had beautiful estate plans, yet overlooked critical day-to-day financial elements that diminished their quality of life. This checklist addresses exactly those blind spots. So to get your free copy of Debra's Baker's Dozen of not so obvious financial planning essentials, simply visit the link in the description below or go to www.𝗪𝗍𝗍, which is short for We Can Do It Women, 𝗪𝗍𝗍𝗀𝑐om/checklist. Enter your email. I'll send you this invaluable resource immediately. 13 powerful questions that will transform your financial clarity. And when you sign up, you'll join our We Can Do It Women community, where I share weekly financial insights and strategies designed specifically for ambitious women over 50. Next week, we're diving into Social Security optimization strategies for this year, 2025, and thereafter, because maximizing these benefits can mean tens of thousands of additional dollars over your retirement. So please subscribe to this channel, download your free Baker's Dozen checklist at the link below, join our We Can Do It Women Facebook community, and share this video with any woman who keeps putting off comprehensive financial planning. Until next week, remember, planning for your legacy isn't about dying. It's about living with the peace of knowing everything is handled. And comprehensive planning means asking yourself the right questions, not just the obvious ones, but the essential ones that most people never consider. Don't leave your financial future to chance. Download the Baker's Dozen checklist today. Discover what critical questions you should be asking yourself right now. You deserve both a protected legacy and a secure, aligned financial life. Let's make sure you have both.